Real estate marketing strategies. I thought you were a social media agent, not a real estate agent.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Tony.
I am. I'm a social media agent. I like changes, but I also like real estate. And I've been working for Coldwell Banker for the last 6 months. And yeah, that's my business card. And I'm also a social media agent as well. And so social media is really cool because if you marry real estate with social media, you get so much more than just being a regular realtor. And I'm not trying to sell something to you here, but yeah, that's the question that everyone asks. That's like, how much is my home worth? And I get so tired of that question because everyone's going to say, well, what someone is willing to pay, obviously, but I disagree with that answer. Because why do I disagree? Because it's wrong. You should be asking this question.
Who?
Of course. Who? Who is that someone? Or how are you going to get that someone to go look at your house? Because that question or that answer is incomplete. Because if you don't have the 3 exposures, exposure, then if you don't expose your house, then there's not going to be anyone who's going to look at your house. So who it becomes the main question. You need to find people. In the traditional way, the way that most agents do it, they usually go to the MLS and then they advertise on newspapers, local papers. They have sometimes a personalized website like yourhome.com, or sometimes some agents have a website and they put the properties there. Some of them they do postcards and mailers that they send out, and that's I think like 50% if not more of the people they throw this in the trash. And then it's word of mouth, like when you do the open houses and you do the brokers open. Then you have social media, which is the new way to do things. And a lot of agents are already using this, but they're not using it. I don't think they're using this the right way.
Why?
Well, because they have Twitter accounts that have maybe 300 followers or, whatever amount of followers, but where did these people come from? Are they buyers? And some of them, they have Facebook accounts, but they're their friends, and some of their friends don't even live in that neighborhood, or they're not in the area, or they have blogs. So they put that listing, or they push the listing through these social media sites, but that's not going to do nothing to get another buyer, to get that someone that you're looking for that is willing to pay top dollars for your property. So I like to use external.
What's external social media?
Well, external is better than internal. Internal is necessary, but external is taking this and enhancing it by using social media places, by claiming your listing, by leaving breadcrumbs on the listing, by doing video and putting those videos in multiple video sites and sharing that with other people through social media, by tagging your PDFs, your images, your pictures, your presentations, whatever you have, and also creating excitement around the listing and adding your own flavor. I think that's so important. A lot of agents, they do everything like cookie cut, and I think that you want to be who you are. If I'm Costa Rican, I want to make sure that I use my Costa Rican flavor to sell your property. So anyway, that's what I'm working on.
So that is why social media agents are different from other realtors.
Yeah, it's not that we're really different. It's just that we have more techniques that we can use to make sure that more people look at the listing, and maybe even save you money, because if you do a mail out, it's going to cost you stamps, it's going to cost you printing, and if you use breadcrumbs, you might reach more people in that same neighborhood, and it doesn't cost you anything. All it's going to cost you is making sure that you visit all those Facebook pages on that neighborhood, or that 4 square places, and lift your breadcrumbs, and etc.
So wait, you're saying that I have to eat my bread and throw it everywhere? So those are my crumbs there? What do you mean by
breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs, yeah. What is that?
That's like leaving little hints you know, like different hints, different places, so people can follow those hints and get to your listing.
And how do they do that?
How do I do that?
Yeah, how do they do? How any agent can follow those crumbs?
Not an agent.
Or
a
any
buyer.
people, any buyer, any seller, any.
The who.
Ooh, okay.
Who. The who. How is the who gonna find that breadcrumb? The who has to be hungry for a house.
Okay.
He has to be hungry. He has to want to eat that breadcrumb. But those breadcrumbs you live in by, for instance, I want to sell a house in your neighborhood, and there is a lot of restaurants there, and those restaurants have a lot of people who are local who go and eat at that restaurant, right? And they sign, I forgot where I left my phone, but they check in, and they check in on that Facebook. But guess what? Just because I also like that Facebook page, I can leave information in reference to that listing. So I can basically leave breadcrumbs all over Facebook, and I can leave breadcrumbs on Foursquare, on Yelp, I mean, whatever I want to do, and wherever I want to leave little pieces of bread, so that people finds that listing and goes back to the listing. The whole idea is that you're trying to do with this is to basically create little pieces of information or little bits that drives people back to the listing. See, so they can see the house.
So that will be the content.
Yeah, so you have more someone's willing to pay for that property, because if somebody noticed that there is a listing and I leave a breadcrumb and he clicks on that and he's in the neighborhood, he just either want to know why is this property for sale, or how much is it, or where is it, and boom, you know, you have another prospective buyer to that home, which brings the number of people who are willing to pay top dollars on that house higher, or the competition higher. Because remember the first question that I had here, your house is worth as much as someone is willing to pay, and who is the person who I'm trying to get. All those who's that are hanging out in your neighborhood. Get it?
Yep. Okay. So, great info. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And I'll see you later then.
All right. Bye.
Bye.